So hi everyone, thanks for the introduction Alison, and thanks for the invitation Kaiden. Very pleased to be there with you guys. So I'm Laurent Le Pen. What I will share with you is what I believe about my vision about the future of wearable tech. I've been involved in that for the last 10 years. And so I will start first with the first wave to give you a retrospective of what happened, and then I will speak about what's next. So let's go. So yeah, wearable tech. So that covers a lot of product, as we all know. And you know, like 10 years ago, all this product did not exist at all. So we'll start with first a little history. Probably most of you have heard about this little company in late 2013 called, or early 2013, late 2012, Pebble. They came with the first Bluetooth smartwatch with this e-paper, and it became like a phenomenon. And a few months later, actually, I was already working on a wearable, but that was kind of unique in a way. This was a Bluetooth smartwatch, but because I come from the mobile phone design industry, basically I designed with my team, we designed like the world first 3G Android smartwatch. So it was using all our skills in the mobile phone design to reduce. So long story short, it was basically the display of an Apple Nano and the board of a smartphone from MediaTek that we reduce a lot to make it like a wearable. We launched it on Kickstarter in August 2013, on August 21st exactly. Because that's the birthday of my mom, so then I can remember. And so that was more than 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago. And then you had like these few companies came right after, like Qualcomm did, probably not many people remember, but Qualcomm did it. So the chipset manufacturer, American one, did a reference design called the TOC. And right after, the big guys arrived. So the first one was Samsung. Then we got like other makers in China like Neptune Pine, which was like similar to the Omate Smart, which was a bit bigger but a very interesting standalone device. And then LG, Moto, Basis got acquired by Intel, and obviously the elephant in the room, like the first Apple Watch. So next year will be the 10th anniversary of the Apple Watch. And then I will show you a few more. So very quickly, so this was Pebble. That was on their page on Kickstarter. That was really a big story. They raised $10 million very quickly after months. They became really like a phenomenon. Basis was also more like a health tracker with a lot of very high-level sensors. And then a few other interesting ones, I think, because we are in the maker community. I think the most exciting one at that time was blocks. They were doing like this kind of little blocks where you could add different kind of function on the straps. But not everything is as beautiful as it looks like when you are in the startup world, you know. So again, this is our announcement. This is the release date, and I will give you for all about an history like that. So that was our announcement, August 21st, and we launched it. We really delivered to our first customers in late November 2013. So that was an incredible product, but for many reasons, because it was very advanced. But I think I have a video. I'm not sure if I can play it. Just let me show you if it works here. That was for 10th anniversary. Let me try that. That's Wency, my colleague. So that's original, actually shots of before our Kickstarter video to show what it could do. And we got like a lot of community of developers who started to create some watch faces and so on. We team up with some companies doing like all this 3D effect. That was a popular game at that time. So imagine that was 10 years ago. That was really crazy. It's still amazing to think we could do all of that. Some people play games on it, Soul Calibur. You could like check your news. That was literally like a tiny Android, segment. Okay, that's a younger version of me. So these are videos from some users we found like on YouTube. Anyway, so that was crazy, that was fun. Yeah, we had a keyboard as well. I think this is the end. Another younger version of me. I said lead from the back and let the other ones think they are in front. But basically I was telling everyone at the time, I was telling everyone at that time that, that obviously Google will come and obviously Apple will come. So it was not easy. I didn't know, but I could feel it. I had a gut feeling that they would come. And that's what happened. So 6 months later, that was the first two models, the first from LG, the second from Motorola with the Moto 360. So about a year after, 6 months, a year after. And again, the big boy, Apple came in September. Actually, this is important to check, like the announcement and the times they really deliver. So usually, many of us here watch this kind of keynotes from Apple, and that was September 2014. But actually, it usually takes 6 months for them to deliver really the product. You can buy it. Just let me give you just a flashback, because again, I come back from the mobile phone industry. So that's why I knew they will come to the market in the wearable, because I've seen it from my own eyes in the industry, in the mobile phone, with what is today the most important product that we are still carrying today, like our mobile phone. So you can see the same January 9, 2007, and 6 months later, you could buy your first iPhone. And this is probably the best tagline, the best marketing motto, your life in your pocket, which is so true, even more today, 15 years later. And 6 months later, you have Google. So Google, which was even more important for especially, I was already in Shenzhen at that time, and for me it was very exciting because I knew that Android would be more open source. There would be many people would be able to work on it. So, and that's what we did, and that's all I've been able to design this. But when this guy, because I've seen it again, it's really about learning. So you're already dead. You don't know it, but you're already dead when you have these big guys coming. So I immediately knew that Apple will really take, will take the advantage of on this market from Android. So this is a tiny little Android with our Omate logos that we offer to all our customers at that time. And I knew that I had to pivot. And that's what I did. So my first pivot in 2014 was to design like a kid smartwatch. It was very early stage. No one really understood like the concept. Today, especially in China, it's a giant market, the smartwatch for kids. But we did that with a Japanese company called Nanoblock, which is kind of a mini Lego. And then I came to, based on the same concept, the same hardware basically. I got one of, I was on a, I think it was in Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. I got one of our cousins, someone like coming to our booth and said, oh, I use your kid watch, but my business is for the 80 years old and above, for the old people. So imagine I was coming from kind of a geek watch, still a cool watch, but then I did a kid smartwatch, which was still exciting. But then going to pivot again to the seniors, that was really less sexy than anything else. But that really saved my company, and today that represents 80% of our revenue. So we mainly design, as of today, like a smartwatch for seniors and elderly. So that's what it looks like with some SOS, some features with some services. Last year for our 10th anniversary, we announced the True Smart 2. So that was just to have fun. I have it here, I can show it to you. And because there is not anymore this excitement for smartwatch, and it's very hard to launch a smartwatch today, and because we focus on all this kind of niche market, like the seniors, and we almost don't do design for kids anymore. We also have another niche called the load workers. So we designed that watch. Will go basically is really focused on the loan workers. So loan workers is people working in in harsh condition, like security, construction, oil and gas, transportation. People who are alone, and in case of an emergency, they can again use it as a SOS button, and there is a service. So it's very similar to what we do for the seniors. So that's our latest development with for loan workers. Anyway, what I've seen from designing all of that from Shenzhen is that that was our Omate X in 2015, and I took this photo with Shenzhen is all in because really, like, on top of the mobile phone design industry and the logistic and all the advantage we have, it was the same way for the IoT and for wearables. So Shenzhen is definitely the place to design this product. This is a picture I made for customers to really understand how it is today. So 10 years ago, it was a blank page. There was no smartwatch makers. So today, we can, or that's all integrated. You have like what we call fashion design. You have the sports, you have health. And this combine, there is one guy which did it right, and it's in the middle of that, which is your best sport watch, your best fashion design watch, and your best health product is Apple Watch. But there are multiple of brands today, and there are people where you can put, in different kind of categories. So the kids is very big. Aimu is basically Xiao Zensai in China, but their brand name overseas is called Aimu. And so this is where it's my niche. You see, it's small, but it's good because there are not many people. So I could put my Omate on this, on seniors and on load workers. Health is a big one, and what I call casual tech is all the brands, which are like coming to buy a product on the shelf from a ODM, original design manufacturer, and most of them are in Shenzhen, so there are 50 plus very good, high quality Shenzhen ODM designing like a smartwatch, mainly Bluetooth smartwatches. So this is just a brief, of course, slide just on the another product which has been, in my opinion, is the most successful wearable as of today, but I think even on the figures is probably the most successful one is definitely this true wireless earbuds. But I'm not an expert in that field, so I would not speak too much, but that's a very big market. So okay, what's next? What I would show you is what is currently the new wave of wearable, and before that, I want to show you how I try to divide this kind of, to know like what is hot, what is not, and what is new and what is old. So everyone in the tech, everyone in the, actually you want to work on something which is hot, which is super fashion, super, everyone speak about it, and so it's new, so you want to be there. So it's AR, VR, at that time maybe metaverse, NFT, blockchain, AI is definitely the place where everyone wants to work. There's a lot of excitement. Then you go to the opposite, is all these kind of vintage things. So like old cars. Many people love it, and me as well. Or watches. This kind of is old technology, but it's still hot. And then let's go to the boring part. So this is definitely not sexy. It's boring, it's proven unreliable, so it's all this food and beverage business, essential clothing, traditional agriculture. Okay, this is old, it's not hot, but this is something which has been here for thousands of years. And if you go on new things, there is still this industrial niche market where less is more. It's really focused on some important criteria. So this is kind of industrial IoT, I would say, health tech, fintech, insurtech, and that's where I'm more actually. So this kind of things, that's where I survive with my seniors, with my lone worker wearable today. So I do new things, but still it's not that sexy. As you so now to move to some things which are like more hot. When I launched Omate True Smart at the same time, many of my early customers, they were like geeks and very early adopters. Many of them at the Google Glass. So that was in 2013, and that was pretty expensive. That was $1,500 for the Explorer edition. And you can see that 10 years after, probably the most successful one of the last few months is the new Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. So it's about $300. It's very good. It's an incredible product. Now they just announced, like during yesterday or last night, that they will not upgrade their, their artificial intelligence in Europe because of, many trouble with the EU regulation. So this is a very bad news for European because we will be lacking on that. But anyway, it's a very interesting product. Some others, spectacles, which is less hype now because it's from Snap, but they have been doing the very first version. They were very early in the game as well, maybe 2016, 17, they started with their first model. That's the third edition, which is, well, I've never seen myself anyone, but I knew the engineer working on the very first edition. But that's a $380. Pretty interesting design, but I haven't seen that. I don't think it's that successful today. A few others. Rocket is since I made this slide, I received many ads on on Instagram and everywhere. But Rocket probably is doing well because they're doing these ads. Again, I'm not an expert in this wearable or glasses, but. Smart glasses, but I think Kaiden is more like will be able to tell more about that. So these are just fresh new models. But I work on it probably 10 years ago, 2015, we did like a design, but we never launched it. So you see like there are many things that we work on, but at the end we don't launch. We are not ready, we feel it will be too expensive, so not applicable, no announcement, no release date. I show that I never show that actually. The one again, when you have like Apple, but I think this time is a bit different. So Vision Pro, $3,500, crazy expensive. But the most interesting is if you look at the time they announce and the time they launch. This time is very long. They announced it in June last year, and they only launched it in February. And again, because of the price, I also don't believe it's something that is that successful today. Still an incredible product, especially like the fact you can see the eyes on this, but incredible product. Obviously, there is another hype way is AI wearables. So this has been mainly pushed by in the news by Humane with the AI pin. But you see retrospectively that was in November, but you see like almost like 8 months after, we can tell it has been really a disaster. So many people were so excited by that product when they announced it. There were a lot of teasing in last year, and then November they really show it, it's available, and then a week after, so very fast, but still quite expensive. But an incredible piece of engineering. Unfortunately, it was not working as well as they planned, and the company right now is in really bad shape. So it's sad, but it's again they are really pioneering on this new kind of form factor. And I believe this also can be most likely will be maybe replaced by the glasses, or which tend to be much more successful today. So some things that I learned as well in this wearable world is that technology is what we carry, but fashion is what we wear. If we take a photo of us today, we are not wearing the same, but we will be very easily able to know which year we are because of the way we wear so it's something very personal, so wearable tech at the very beginning, we did not really get that. We were doing, you can see all these watches from Samsung, Maybe Apple did it right, but they was the first one because they already had the mindset to know that it had to be something that can last for a long time, and then just fine tune a bit. But the other one, we really pivoted a lot. You know, we did many kind of design to feed the market. This is something we announced in 2015. That was our very first smart ring, and we did it with a fashion designer. So I understood it that we had to team up with a designer, and we did it with Ungaro. Emmanuel Ungaro is a fashion designer in Europe. Is a design house, a fashion design house. And we launched that. That was this is my best press release. Like, we really got like a lot of attention from the media all over the world, but unfortunately it was way too expensive. So basically it was like 1,000, it was gold. We had even like we tried to make like some stainless steel. Anyway, it was way too expensive. So our distributor you know, freaked out a bit, and they said, okay, we cannot sell that. So we never launched. But these guys did the right things. So these guys, they still came like into a reasonable price range between 300 to 450 US dollar. Oura is a very early company to have designed like a smart ring with all these sensors, and they got a lot of credit for that. It's incredible. They sold over 2 million units as of today, and it's today is still the most popular smart ring you can find. But now there are so many people who came, you know, after the same concept, and it's a fantastic product, and I really believe this is here to stay for a long time. So just a few big brands in this field, but you can see there are still many startups actually. Even Oura, somehow you could feel is like the pebble of the smartwatch. Then, you know, like Ultrahuman for this company. There is the ring cone. This is dedicated, that smart ring for women. So this is the very first one, really only dedicated for women in the, you know, for the biometrics and for the you know, the periods and so on. So it has been designed this way. Very interesting and not too expensive as well. Obviously, this is very recent. It's just 10 days ago, Samsung announced the Galaxy Ring. So you can see ads everywhere. You can already buy it. I think it's in pre-order on Amazon as well right now. So $399 US is still the goal, like still at the pricey, at a difficult price range. But again, we launched one 6 months ago. That was our collection. So we did this collection. We sell it with our partner in Europe. We sold over 10,000 units as of today. And it's really a product. I've been working on this for 2 years, and I really, really love this product. So I can, we really spend a lot of time in terms of, because it's a beginning. It's a beginning of something where what I feel is like the smart ring is like the smartwatch 10 years ago. So because I've seen it, you can, if you just go back to my presentation, you can most likely know that Apple is going to come. All right, so it's like a cycle. Samsung came after us as well, then Apple most likely will launch a smart ring. But it's a great product, and so it's basically taking all your sleep monitoring. So if you want to understand what is a smart ring today and why you should have one, 10 years ago, the people with a tracker and with a smartwatch, we marketed to the world that you need to do like 10,000 or 8,000 steps per day. And now everyone knows that, everyone get it, you know, everyone in the world knows they have, okay, I understand the steps counting story and for my health. The new 10,000 steps is your 8 hours of sleep. Basically, it's taking all your sleep monitoring, all your and 8 hours a day is basically a third of your day. So it's super important. And I meet people, you know, which are taking a lot of care of taking care of their health, eating healthy, doing sports, and then I ask them, do you sleep well? They say, no, very bad. And this is wrong. You really need to take very good care of your sleep. It's very important. It's a very important criteria. What I would share just now in conclusion is what I believe for the next 10 years. So The first one, so as we could see, the market now is really big in terms of size, complexity, but it's getting out of only smartwatch. It goes to smart ring, to smart glasses, to many kind of new products, AI wearables. There will be definitely advancement especially in such area like kids. It has been growing only in China, but now it's finally growing outside of China. And trust me, I have been working a lot on this, and finally seeing it coming for the kids is good. But I've been trying to work more on the seniors to be ahead of my competition. Health monitoring devices, of course, is a key as well. All these kind of semiconductors companies, so from there are many new ones which are jumping into this smart wearables. But everyone tried to improve the battery life, but also like to integrate AI on top of it. What I believe is that it will be like there will be an integration of AI, but it will be a combination of different products together. You don't need to have AI on a smart ring or AI on any kind of even on a smartwatch. It can be connected because they are connected still on your phone. It's still connected on other devices. So I will give you what I believe will happen in the next few years. So on device processing, this is what we all try to all the challenge linked to that. Especially as we could see on the human AI Pi, or the connectivity is bad. So I knew that from the TrueSmart. It was a 3G smartwatch. Today we do like 4G smartwatches, but it's the same problem. We have like we have many challenges on to have always-on connectivity. So this is what I believe. It will be like driven by medical grade sensors. So it's already on the smart ring today. You have like many incredible like company working on sensors, body temperature sensors, always-on connectivity. And this kind of hybrid AI, so let me give you an example. You see, I designed smartwatches for seniors, so it looked like this. It can look like that. You see, this is the same watch inside a silicone case, so for people who just want to wear it in their pocket. So basically, when you have like this kind of device, it's you just press the red button, and then it will trigger an emergency services. So it can detect a lot of things. It will take your GPS, it will launch a video call, and then it will automatically connect with a professional service center. So we have like about 50,000 people using this. Every day we have like people pressing this button. When they press that button, so we like to say that we try to save life every day, but when you press that button, it will take your GPS and it automatically makes this video call. And it's just an incredible experience, because even if you are 80 years old, 85 years old, because you have the sound, automatically, you will watch, and you have this kind of video call on the watch, because we have a little camera here. And then according to what the person is telling, like, I fell, I don't feel good, or I just broke my leg and I'm alone, say, don't worry, we know where you are, we can pinpoint where you are, and we can bring you an ambulance, or we can call someone around, etc. So now the next phase is, because we have been doing that for since 2016, so it's about like almost 8 years. I believe there will be a combination with a ring. So imagine the ring is a very long battery life, and it takes your sleep monitoring, it takes all your heart rate, it takes all your health, all your biometrics all the time. And this, because it's a very long battery life, it can be connected directly to your watch. Your watch, because it's a 4G, even if it's 5G tomorrow, it still have a very poor battery life. With GPS, it's basically a mini smartphone, but it has a tiny, tiny battery. So this needs to be charged every 2 days. And it's a big challenge for us as manufacturers to always increase without increasing the size. Because a grandma, she doesn't want to have like a big watch. So we try to reduce, but at the same time, our customer wants bigger battery life. So right now we tell them, you need to charge it every night, like your Apple Watch. Charge it every night, or charge it every 2 nights. But during that time, then this is about 7 days. So they can always have all the biometrics needs to be here. And here we don't need any more sensors. I believe we need like just a 4G simple GPS watch that can connect with the ring. And then by AI, the AI runs here. We just generate the report and we can share this report to other people. So I'm sharing you my big picture of what I'm going to do. So it's a very open book on that, but this is what we are working on, merging a watch and the ring together. And yeah, we believe that will be that will bring like a better experience and that will give a better overall experience to our end users. That's about it. Thank you very much for your time. Feel free to add me if you want. You can find me here on WeChat, and I think we will have some question later, or up to you.
We could go right now while it's fresh.
Okay, cool. If you have any question, let me know now. It's your time. Oh, it was very clear. Okay.
I'm wondering if you sell products in France?
Yes, France. So we sell in France, we sell mainly in Europe and North America, but also in Australia, Russia, not much in Asia yet, because we are really focused on seniors. And this is something, it's really like culturally also, there is, we are way more advanced on the kids here. It is incredible. This is really purely, you see like China, it's incredibly advanced on the kids. Like it's so, and also here the old people, everyone have a smartphone now. Everyone has already very also advanced compared to Europe, where many people like in their 80s, they don't have a phone. They don't even have a, or they will have a mobile phone. But so, and on top of that, we are more in the market for people to stay at home and to stay at home longer. So we mainly focus on this market where people want to stay at home longer and have no kids to take care of them, or it's too expensive to have a helper. But you see, like in many countries in Asia, you will have like a family member able to help. So this market is more difficult for us to penetrate on the seniors. But there are many other opportunities here. One there after you? Okay, we'll do that. Okay.
I was wondering that if there was a new business model for wearable devices, for example, everybody is contributing their data to some kind of brand, to the Apple.
Yes.
And their data is contributing to like medical usages. So my question is, do you think that in the near future everybody can be benefit from contributing their own data to this kind of centralized reference? I was using the Aura rings.
Yeah.
And I need to pay 9.9, I think, $, for virtualize my own data.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, do you think that the new business model can work or not?
I mean, the subscription, I think this is wrong, yeah, for sure. That's why not many people will go this way, and I think it shows very quickly. But I think most of the users of Aura, there are people who are not subscribing. They just take like the basics. After to share the data, I think at the end we all want to get our own data and use for personal use. Especially Europe, because I'm from France. In Europe, they are really crazy about this data protection. I think China too, and I think China really protect also the data of the Chinese citizen like very carefully. But then companies has been really open to the world and say, yeah, please give all these companies, like, give us all this data. No, there will be like some, we are in between. I don't know where we are right now in this data management. But for example, for Ring, I like the way that for the app, I don't ask you who you are. You don't have a login. You don't have, it doesn't matter for me. And I think everything where you need to log in, to put your stuff, I think it doesn't matter. You just put your own, and then you have your own data on your own phone, and you can share with the people you want to share with. That's it. That's why for the seniors the same. we share only these people. They sign, hey, I would share my location. I would share all this, my microphone if needed, with a service center, a professional service center. But this is for safety, so people accept. The same for loan workers. Is your employer who will manage all of this, in case of an emergency. It's just for your safety. So people, when you explain it's for your safety, it's for your good, maybe people can it's more easily to accept. When it's like a mass consumer and you don't know what they will do, or if they tell you after they send you an app, you are nearby a Starbucks, that's probably wrong, but that's their business model. So is people to accept or not? Yeah. I mean, you have a...
Yeah. I wonder, an increasing percentage of the world population is living in very big cities like Shenzhen, where if an elderly person falls, the GPS is not necessarily going to help find that old person very well.
Yeah, so for sure, so we work a lot on this. The demographic is the most accurate study in the world. So on top of it is like the elderly population is growing dramatically. So we are probably not aware, but we are probably part of the problem when I'm in my 40s, but let's say 40 years from now, I will be part of the problem, because there will be maybe one person in three, even in cities like Shenzhen, will be like over 60 years old, which is a big, it will change our world. To go back after on the GPS, all the accuracy is very precise, and usually is people who live in more in the countryside, people who live more in the, that's why we are focusing also on this kind of market. You are from Sweden. People in Sweden, many old people have their own house, living alone after grandpa or grandma, one passed away. You stay at home, and you want to stay at home as long as you want. Then your GPS location is what you do, your routine is kind of easy to pinpoint where you are, where you got a problem. In big cities, I think it's not a problem even for the kids. You see, like the kids in China, this kid's smartwatch, it works crazy well. Because it's not only GPS, it's a triangulation with your with Wi-Fi and with GSM, let's say the towers, the telecom. So it's a triangulation.
Do you think that will be able to be miniaturized down to the ring level anytime soon?
It's like AirTag. No, it's like AirTag level. And AirTag is incredible for everyone who try AirTag. So I didn't mention that because AirTag is really also unique in a way that we can really pinpoint someone inside a building. Maybe a last question? I'm not sure, Kaiden, you manage the time. So
I have a question.
Okay.
What does the ring, the aesthetic ring, the fashion ring, what did it do? Or what was it going to do?
The new, the smart ring as of today?
The one you never launched that was made of gold.
So very first one, okay, that was, you remember do you remember the app Yo?
Yo?
Okay.
No.
Do you remember that app? So you see, every year you have some kind of crazy hype stuff. So Yo was just an app created by, I forgot the company, Yo company. They created an app where you could just send to a friend Yo. Okay, Yo. And then you send back Yo. But it's a contextual manner to explain. For example, if I tell you, let's meet at 2:30. If I send, you have the app Yo, I have the app Yo, and I just send you Yo is 2:25. I don't have to tell you I'm here. You understand that I will be here. So to go back to that context, and to go back to the ring, we designed a ring we have this step counter, we have this kind of very low level, health tracking, and on top of it we had a vibrator, and you could select by Bluetooth only one contact, and in your contact list, and when that person calls you, it will vibrate. So basically, because at that time, again, it's a context, at that time we were receiving a lot of calls, and sometimes, it can be not important call or, ads. Sometimes you receive these ads, phone call, and you check. But if it's your husband or your wife or your, it was
I was
a
going to
ladies'
say,
ring.
I think my girlfriend might have bought me one of those rings.
Yeah, and but it was more, you offer to your, your assistant, your colleague, or your girlfriend, your wife, and then when you call, it will vibrate. So she could know it's important.
Yeah.
That was a cool concept, so but it was too expensive.
Cool.
We're still on time, or okay, maybe our last one? Okay, cool. Okay.
One last question from me. You just mentioned that you sell products in Europe mainly, right? But I noticed you have an office in Shenzhen.
Yeah.
Did you figure out any business in Shenzhen or?
No, so just to give a long story short, I moved from, when I was 25, I was in the mobile phone design industry, and I moved to Shenzhen. But I was not supposed to, when I was a young French guy in Shenzhen, I was not planned to stay, I had no plan to go back or to, at the end of the day, I make 16 years I live here, and then I created my business here, but I never thought about making a local business or local. Any product I've been working on, even before when it was not my company, we were always thinking this product needs to be global. So after it's really by chance where it picked. You see, like our products are more right now selling in Europe, North America, but it's just because our market is there. So tomorrow, if we sold our products in China in the past, we did, but it's much more aggressive in China. You have so much more, competition. And I have another company where we sell B2C products in China, and it's very hard. And we are again very, very good in Europe. So I don't know. It's because we are probably better there. So yeah. But I wish I can make it big in China one day. Cool. Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurent.